Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. We're the Movie Couple. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And this is our non-spoiler review for Asteroid City. Asteroid City is directed by Wes Anderson. World-changing events spectacularly disrupts the itinerary of a Junior Stargazer space cadet convention in an American desert town circa 1955. Before we start this non-spoiler review, I really feel like I had a moment of like, I want to frame this like a Wes Anderson film, only speak in this like profile only or whatever. But no, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna talk about Asteroid City. This is a Wes Anderson film. It's got a stacked cast.
Oh my gosh, I mean, so many stars, and I have to admit, so many stars where some of them only have like 3 lines.
Yeah.
Some of them have less than that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, these are some pretty big names, but it shows how much actors love working with Wes Anderson, to where they'll even take a role where they just say one line, yes, and they're in one scene and that's it.
Yeah, so if you are, I think whether or not you have sat through or watched a Wes Anderson film, you will at least understand like visually the aesthetic of it.
Yeah.
They have, like, it's a very specific style, right? And the way they color, the way the lines are delivered, everything is a specific style. So this is exactly that. So whatever you are looking for in a Wes Anderson movie, you are going to get it with Asteroid City. But okay, so we gave you guys the synopsis at the beginning, which is the official synopsis that I pulled off of Google. But it's accurate, yet at the same time it isn't. It's kind of like, we were discussing this on the drive home. I was about to call it meta, and then we talked about it. We're like, it's actually not meta. It's more like box within a box within a box. That is like literally the best way I can put it.
Like the play within a play.
Yes, it's exactly that. So there are parts of it, as you saw in the trailer, that is very bright and colorful and visually stunning. And then there are parts of it that are in black and white, and that is on purpose because essentially they're telling the story of Asteroid City through a stage play. So there's different like facets of this story that kind of goes back and forth, and I think at the same time you're just like, what is the overarching story here? I feel like I never really found one, but at the same time I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, I have to admit, this is one of those movies that definitely has some a lot of subtext to every line, every motion, every movement, to where if you're hooked into that and you're a part of like that fandom and you understand all of it, you're digging every little moment of that. If you're not, you're kind of lost, but you're still kind of engaged in the, why do none of them have any emotions? They're all delivering their lines so deadpan. And I know that's very much a Wes Anderson thing.
Yeah.
But you really kind of have to be hooked in and be able to understand the art and the art form in order to be able to connect with it on an emotional level.
Yeah, I think it's funny because sometimes some of the scenes I was so like engaged in, and then they would switch it into, the play side of it, and I was like, oh, that's right. There's also this side of the things where the actors are acting in the stage play, but then there are like the actors themselves speaking as out of their character, but like as their,
as like the actor.
Right. So, and then sometimes we'll go for a while. So the switch back and forth, it's not jarring in a bad way. I know sometimes jarring has like maybe a negative connotation. I don't mean it in that way at all. It's just like, we would stay within like the Asteroid City world of it for a while. And I'm like, wait, okay, so like I want to find out what's going on. And then we go back to the stage play. I'm like, okay, then what's going on here?
But the thing is, though, it's not even a stage play. It's like a documentary about the writer that wrote the stage play, and they're talking about the stage play. Then they go into.
Yes.
So it is very all over the place, and which reality is which. But the good thing is that they do a good job with like the color and the brightness of it in the different scenes. So you're never like, wait, where are we?
Yeah.
You know exactly where you are because they're very different looks.
Yes. So again, going back to that like box within a box within a box, it's puzzling but charming and engaging. Visually, it is stunning. And like what I was looking for, I already knew the performances were going to be top tier, but just based on the actors that we have involved in this movie. But I was just looking for that Wes Anderson aesthetic, the framing, with the line delivery, everything. That was 10/10. Because that's what I was expecting, and I got it. So I had fun with it, even though I was saying at the beginning of this review, like the overarching story, I'm kind of like, do we get there? I don't know. Do I care? Not really. Because I actually feel pretty entertained. It did stall for it. There are parts that stalled. I felt like I was like, we're taking so long with this.
They also have like really
why?
big pauses.
Yeah.
And the dialogue is so deadpan. Sometimes, I do have to admit, there were moments where it kind of turned into that Peanuts teacher character. For me. Because one, I mean, I'm not as in tune with art movies like this. So it does every now and again to where it just kind of went, wah, 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 wah. And then I had to shake my head and be like, really focus on what they're saying, because I got lost every now and again.
And with that, we're going to go ahead and give you our rating for the movie. If you are not familiar with our rating system, it's different. It's not like a grade or like a number, so it's just listed for you in the video description below. Go ahead and take a look at that before we get into it. Look, I loved, I know I've said it already, but visually, I loved it. There was a lot of scenes and lines that like really made it. I laughed way more than I expected. Way more than I expected, because the trailer, I was thinking it was going to lean more serious, and it didn't. And I kind of enjoyed that. And I think the people that we sat with, in the theater had a good time with it. So therefore, I had a good time with it. And my rating for this movie is matinee it.
For me, I'm not really in tune with a lot of these, with the Wes Anderson style. And also, I'm not really in tune with a lot of art, like very artsy kind of movies. So there is a lot of times that I do get lost. Now, I can see how people can really dig a movie like this, because they know the subtext, they know the undertones, they can see the value, the way that things are framed, the way things are colored, the way things are lit in a Wes Anderson movie. But overall, I do have to admit, I did like it. There were certain things that I did enjoy, but it's really not for me. I would have to say that if you're not a Wes Anderson fan and you're not really into these kinds of art house movies, then this movie is going to be not for you. So for me, it's not really for me.
And there you guys have it. That's our thoughts on Asteroid City. Let us know your thoughts once you've seen the movie in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next review.